Hi there, this is Pete Howard, Director of Concert Posters for Heritage Auctions. And what a special, almost unique poster here from the David Swartz Concert Poster Collection. The Grateful Dead in the spring of 1966. This thing is 2 months before any Bill Graham or Family Dog concert poster with a Dead on it. 2 months! Oh my gosh, Hay Fever was May 25th, right around there. So this is really an early Dead poster. But anyway, this is just a semi, if you will, acid test poster because it doesn't use those words on there, but I'll get into that in just a moment. It's the only concert poster ever designed by Owsley Stanley, Bear, Mr. LSD himself. And sure enough, his initials are way down there in the lower left corner, OWS. Very tiny little initials, but he did, give himself credit on the poster, so I'm really glad he did. Owsley's handwriting style is so flowing and everything. I usually don't do this in a blog, but I should just read it to you. From top to bottom, Friday, March 25th, 9 p.m., the All-Night Harmonica Store presents a rock and roll dance and light show, and then $2, featuring, hang on for this, Del Close and Tiny Tim. We all know who Tiny Tim was, crazy pop culture, figure of the mid-60s. Del Close was a member of the Committee. He has a lot of history as an actor and a writer and a producer and everything, but he hung out with the Merry Pranksters, and most importantly, he did some Grateful Dead light shows. In fact, Del Close's name is quite close, if you will, to the words light show, so maybe that's how it was supposed to flow. On a nice patterned background there, it says, yes, The Grateful Dead. Just love that. At Trouper's Club, 1625 North La Brea, which is about a half a block off of Sunset Boulevard, if you know your Los Angeles or your Hollywood. And then how about those words, bring your mind. Well, those of us who study acid test events and posters and stuff think that that's a substitute for the words acid test. Is this an acid test with no Ken Kesey present? Well, Ken Kesey was in exile in Mexico. He couldn't turn up to any acid test at this time. And sure, there's no Neil Cassidy, but there was Ken Babbs. And there was the Grateful Dead. And Owsley designed the poster. This is generally considered part of the Southern California circuit of acid test events that did happen. The heat was on in Los Angeles, especially about LSD, which was not illegal yet, but the UCLA acid test before this had been canceled because of that heat. So Owsley might have just felt, let's just play it cool on the poster and we'll still do the whole thing, at the show. So that's why, it probably says, bring your mind and let's see what we can do with it. So just a really charismatic, special, I just love this poster. It's just got something, just something to just notice the spider web for the first time. Owsley had himself a ball, and it really shows. So, part of the David Swartz Concert Poster Collection coming on Friday, April 10th at noon Central Time. And to check it out, go to ha.com/7475.